DC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, hope you're well. It is Wednesday. I guess it's hump day, and we have a day without any rain. That's really nice. Yeah, we're getting ready at home. We're having visitors coming over from Canada. I mentioned that, I think, in the last vlog. So my niece and her husband, well, it's Mrs. DC's niece. What I mean by that is my niece by I was going to say by alliance, how do you say that again? It's Mrs. DC's brother's daughter. So yeah, by marital status, it's my niece. But, I've been in their family since I was I wasn't yet 16. So it's like I was there for most of all the major events in the family. And I really say most of them because every one of their grandchildren, or my wife's or Mrs. DC's brothers or sisters' children, the first one was actually born 10 days before I met Mrs. DC. So, and all the others, basically, I've been there. I'm just like part of the fixtures now. And so it's amusing. But she's coming over, and I don't really know her husband. I've met him twice, but in family outings where there's loads and loads of people, and we just kind of chatted a bit, but really not more than that. Really not more than a couple chats live, and then we've had one video chat, which was longer, and he seems like a nice guy. My first son and their family went over to Canada, and they went and had a meal with them, and so my son told me, oh, he's a nice guy, and so on. So I'll see. Where I kind of realize that I am getting older is that having somebody come over is gonna turn my routine all over, upside down. I have a way of doing things now, and I won't be able to do it that way. Oh, I think there really is something to that. When you get a certain age, you kind of you get settled in your habits, don't you? And especially if you're retired, a lot of times I've noticed, and I've fallen into that myself, that you have certain things on certain days where that way, I don't know if it's a way of knowing when the day is or something like that. That could be, actually. I kind of a way of doing that, because I have some things I do on Mondays, some things I do on Tuesdays, and so on. And I've noticed, when I started to think about it, that my parents were doing similar things as well when they were retired. There was certain either chores or foods or stuff like that, which were kind of associated to certain days of the week. And I don't remember where I read that or something, but they said, you're getting old when you start realizing that you're turning into your parents or your grandparents. Yeah, clearly there is something to that. On the other hand, I guess, it's going to be fun because there'll be somebody over. I was told, actually, you're going to have a good reason to have a drink in the week. Yeah. My sister-in-law, she told the sort of couple that are coming over, oh, you're really going to enjoy going over there because they like taking a drink, they like to party, and so on. And I kind of thought, there's truth to that. I mean, but it's it's been years that I don't go out clubbing, for example, or stuff like that. Actually, I never really did do that. But yeah, there's a bit of that. Somebody's looking for their kid, I guess. Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's just the kids are looking for somebody. Yeah. bunch of family walking over, and they're wondering who the guy is whose kid is looking at me, saying, "Who's that guy?" That's an amusing thing. No, so where was I? Yeah, so many years ago, we actually had a very intense social life. I'll put it that way. I think it was because I was very much into the associative world around the church and different places, and we had people over pretty much every weekend, and that is pretty much stopped. Now we will have family over pretty much every weekend, but that's completely different, isn't it? And I'm wondering about that. I mean, it's not like I'm not a sociable person. You've been seeing my videos for like part of my life, and I do a lot of things, and all my Irish travels and stuff like that. There was always something going on. But nevertheless, I am quite a solitary person. I like my alone time, I really do. And that is something I was wondering, somebody's coming now for, I don't know, is it 1 or 2 weeks, something like that. Will I feel cramped? Because really clearly there are things I like to do on my own, and I'll have to find a way to, I don't know, hide in the bathroom and do my little my for example, my Spanish things that I do in the morning. Will I have to get up earlier? You might find this amusing, but it's like things I'm thinking about. It's like, oh, how am I going to fit that into my schedule? Boy, isn't that first world problems? It really is, And it's even more first world because I'm sitting in the park talking about it on my phone about how's it going to be. I know, actually, seriously though, I'm looking forward to see them and just showing them around, because we do live in a nice country. I mean, it's funny, again, that's another thing. I've been told by so many people, you're so lucky. You live in Switzerland. It's such a beautiful country, and so on. And as many people or any things that happen to you, when you're in it in a daily basis, you kind of forget how good it is. I don't forget how expensive it is living here, but you know what I mean, don't you? And so it's all of a sudden like, oh, okay, I see it every day. I walk out and I look out and I see the mountains from far off, even though we live in the plains. And I'm not even seeing them really anymore. But when people come here for a visit, they say, oh, wow, is it ever beautiful? You got the mountains. And yeah, so, actually a trip like that helps you to appreciate. Things like that help you to appreciate the great times that you have and the great places that you live in and so on. And maybe actually also what you could change, what you could do. Yeah, when we were young, there was this saying, wasn't it? Was it travel transforms youth or something like that? I can't quite remember what it was. And there is something about that, but it's also probably travel and contacts, and getting to know people transforms the person, transforms you, which is a way, I guess, is good, What was that book? Was it Thomas Mann or something like that? No Man's an Island? Maybe you remember who it is. And I guess that is true, isn't it? I guess we aren't islands, are we? We're not meant to actually be islands. Interesting. I'm going to stop here. Okay, DC signing off. Take care, everybody. Hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.